This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're here at the Lynn Smith and Hassan Wakinyo fight. Just finished, but I'm delighted to be joined by Anthony Crolla. Just give me your instant reaction to that headliner.
It's a very, very hard to give a reaction to what went on because we don't really know what went on, but it sounds a bit harsh. But I believe Hassan, he quit. And it's a shame because I think his behaviour's been odd all week. I think I'm no expert, but his body language seemed very odd on the night, coming into the country very late, missing the presser. I was sort of watching him in the corner before letting him come out. It just seemed odd the way he was acting. But each fight deals with those pressures different. But I think the most frustrating thing about it for me, if it was training, he's very talented, heavy-handed. Landed some good shots, but that's what I believe. I believe he landed some good shots with Liam. I'm not saying Liam didn't feel them, but because he didn't go over, I think he thought, this isn't going to get any easier, it's only going to get harder, and I believe that's why he done what he done.
It was bittersweet for Liam tonight, wasn't it, really? I mean, it was a massive show for him. Boxer debut, he was boxing well, it was a tough fight, don't get me wrong. Hassan was landing, but it was not the way he wanted to end that fight.
Yeah, no, of course not. It's not when, listen, you fight in front of your home fans, you had great support, he wants to give them a night to remember, and obviously a lot of people are going to go away thinking, well, that was odd. The only positive is he goes away, a win, he's still in a great position for big fights to come. Through no fault of his own, the fight ended how it did, and that's it.
Do you think Hassan would take a rematch if it was offered? Do you see there's actual need for that, do you think, or want for it?
I don't, like I say, I think he's a talented fighter, but I think it's very odd. I think I don't think anyone wants to see a rematch because it was just, they can't get their head around what went on other than like thinking the obvious that he quit. So no one, and Liam wants to move on. The Hassan rematch does absolutely nothing for him.
I mean, the big fight that he wants, that he moved to boxer for, was the Eubank fight.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see that in the future, hopefully?
Possibly. Obviously, we've got to see how the Conor Ben fight goes, haven't we? But I believe there's a great chance of it. I don't know if there's any kind of contract signed or all like that. But if not, there's nothing stopping it. And I believe Liam and Eubank Jr. is a great fight.
Also, a great night for the one and only Sasha Jonas. She boxed out of her skin tonight against a tough opponent. It was one-sided in terms of the scorecards. Were you surprised by that?
Do you know what? I don't think the scorecards was a mile off. I thought she maybe won 2 rounds, Bergholt. So I think one of the scorecards, 2 scorecards, I'd have given it 1. I thought she won 2 rounds, but that doesn't tell the story of the fight. So the scorecards are harsh on her in the sense that she gave a great account of herself. She landed some good shots. However, I believe Tash won most things and really pulled away in the second half of the fight. I thought it was close after 4 or 5 and then Tasha took over.
Do you think she'll be a 2-weight, 3-weight world champion? That's what she wants. It's just anything's up for grabs according to her.
Sasha Jonas is improving all the time. She's like a fine wine, genuinely, like Joe said. She doesn't like her age being mentioned, but she's getting better with age. I believe we'll see what happens at this belt, or at this weight with the other belts. I know Hannah Rankin's defending against Terry-Harper. Whether there's going to be politics or not, I don't know. We'll see. It depends, obviously, as well, how that goes. If not, Tasha, she got on the scale with her clothes yesterday, weighed 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds over the weight below, so that's certainly an option.
The man to your left, Dan Azeez, retains the British title. What did you think of that fight? It was an old school classic.
I always say it, you barely get a bad British title fight, and I knew those two was going to deliver. And listen, I thought it was one of them. I knew, like I say, Dan, I thought he'd definitely done enough, but Azeez-Pitters pushed him all the way, and I didn't think there was loads in it, but the right winner for sure. Dan's just got that relentless attitude of, no, you're not going to stop me. I bet very like his hero Marvin Aguilar, the way he keeps coming. But I thought it was another great British title fight, and I'd like to see what he's going to do now. He's in a great division. I believe there's a defence, win that Lonsdale belt outright, and then move on. But in defending that Lonsdale belt, he's going to be very busy. He's going to be in some great fights. There's domestic fights. What could be for that British title that are actually going to put you right in the frame for world ranking, European and more.
What do you think of the scorecards though? Shakan was quite upset with them in terms of...
I get why. No, totally. I know one card was 115, 113, and I thought that was thereabouts. Like I say, I think Dan Azeez was the winner, but I thought Azeez-Pitters, he gave a great count himself, and some lovely shots, but he couldn't stop your man coming forward. But he picked out some lovely shots, so he can come again for sure. And he's going to feel hard done by when on a few of the cards it's hardly been recognised.
Two fighters that had short nights tonight, both Fraser Clark and Zee, what did you make of them?
Obviously Fraser Clark, you can't really say much about that. Really, really disappointing, fight for him. His opponent, listen, he just was levels and levels below. He'd had 7 fights, once about he didn't look like an heavyweight in there. It's hard to say that, it's just not Fraser's fault. It was disappointing. Adam Azeem looks every bit one of the hottest talents, not just in British boxing, in world boxing, that people are saying he is. He looks fantastic, and it's just how fast you're going to move him through the levels, but he's a special talent, I believe.
It's difficult, isn't it, for him, because he seems to get rid of every single part. I think it was 1 minute 53 or 1 minute 50, something like that. It was just ridiculous how quick he got it done.
Sure, he doesn't hang around, and he's coming on nice. There's a great team down there he was working with. Barry and Shane McGuigan are rarely wrong, and they believe he's going to be a world champion on multiple weights. So it's going to be interesting watching the Adam Azeem journey.
And finally, then a big week next week, Sky Sports. It's Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields. What do you make of that? How excited are you for that one?
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. Maybe see you down there. I believe that fight week is going to be every bit, not quite as good as fight night, but it's going to be every bit as interesting. It's a great card. Mia Baumgart is a fantastic fight.
That could be fight of the night, that.
It could be. But obviously, it's got a bit of everything in that card. Caroline Dubois on it, Caris Hartenstall on Price. It's a great card. But I'm looking forward to it, the main event, obviously. I'm hoping and I believe that Sav can do it. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
Thanks for watching Boxing Social, Crolla.
Thank you.